53 days later. Summer break went by slowly, almost like a dream. Spent my days in relative isolation, cursing myself for the mistake which cost me a summer full of fond memories. Every day I thought about Chinatsu. I thought about what transpired between us, what I could do to make things right. But no matter how much I thought about it, no matter how many times I visited the bridge, there was no sign of her. As I grew increasingly desperate, I considered my options. Unfortunately, I couldn't call a girl without a mobile phone, nor could I simply show up on her doorstep. No matter what plan came to mind, it all seemed to be for naught. I can't believe she avoided me the entire summer break. But with school resuming today, we're bound to see one another again, even if it's only for a moment. After such an isolated break, I craved the mere sight of Chinatsu. I did my best to keep the situation to myself, not telling a soul about what had happened, and in doing so I ignored my friends. And even then I couldn't tell them. What happened between Chinatsu and I felt private, like an argument between lovers. Chinatsu and I, lovers? I'm not even sure if our pointless conversation amounted to us being friends. After all, if we really were friends, surely Chinatsu would have given some explanation to her sudden disappearance. As things are, I can only assume that she's trying to avoid me. And that thought hurts. Heidi, are you okay? I gripped my chopsticks, my fingers trembling, still unable to stop thinking about Chinatsu. Hideaki! Earth to Heidi! Just what is she doing? Is she having breakfast with her family too? I wonder if she's thinking about me. Probably not. Heidi, are you listening to me? Ah! I jumped, my eyes wide open. Mother was leaning across the dining table, peering at me with wide eyes. We're so close that our noses almost bump. I must have really been spacing out to not notice something like that. I shoved back on my chair, then looked down at my legs, my face flushed. Honestly, you shouldn't get that close, it's weird. Weird? How's it weird? I'm your mother, Heidi. I gave birth to you. You came out of my vajayjay. And we were a lot closer in the past. You know, it feels only yesterday that your breakfast came from Mummy's boobies. I get it already. Goddamn. Honestly, what's wrong with this mother of mine? I was already hesitating to eat. Did she think the mental image of her giving birth would make me feel better? Please, Mum, can you not bring up that kind of stuff while we're eating? I know you gave birth to me, you don't need to remind me. Well, I just thought I should remind you, in case you forgot. Forget? How could I forget something like that? I don't know. You've just been acting kind of distant lately. Oh god, I'm adopted. I thought maybe you'd forgotten all about your sad, lonely mother. Ugh, an early morning guilt trip. That's the last thing I need. While pouting, my mother sat back on her side of the table. Why can't a mother worry about her son anyway? It isn't weird. It's only natural that I'd fuss over you, Heidi, given how depressed you've looked lately. Be that as it may, you don't need to get in my face like that and talk about your uterus. I can't eat while you're all over me like that. Oh god. Oh please, like you were eating your food anyway. I Winston gripped my chopsticks more tightly. She got me there, I've only taken a few bites of my food, and even then I hardly tasted it. Today. Heidi, what's wrong? Why have you been acting so glum? It's nothing. Maybe it's just the heat. It is true it's been hot lately, but why did you spend so little of your summer break outside? You should have been playing with your friends, going to the pool, or somewhere with air conditioning. When I was younger, I filled my summers with excitement. Festivals, fireworks, fishing, trips to the beach, watermelon smashing, kicking cans. Nobody kicks cans nowadays, Mum. The 70s are over. Right. Now you all have those video game consoles and touchscreens, right? You could kick cans on those. That's right, so there's no need to hang around the street at night getting bitten by cicadas or kick empty cans for fun. In fact, I can't think of the last time... I can't think of anything I would enjoy less. Be that as it may, Mr. Grumpy, you should still find something fun to do, like kick cans. You may have wasted your summer break, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't find some way to enjoy your time at school. I know, Mum, I'm not in the mood. I just can't stop thinking about Chinatsu. I'm not entirely sure why I'm so devoted, given that the two of us aren't overly familiar, but I do consider her a precious friend. Maybe even something more. Either way, right now I feel dejected. Dejected and lonely. Oh, silly Heidi. Milo once again leaned across the table, almost knocking over a bottle of ketchup as she did, and ruffled my hair. Hey, knock that off. I'm not a kid anymore. You might not be a kid, but you're still my kid, and I still worry about you. Ruffle, ruffle. You have to get out there, Heidi. Seize the day. Carpet diem. What? You mean carpe diem, right? What does that mean? Whatever, either one. And one of them is right. It's sad, seeing you skulk around the house like this. You should go out and do something wild, something exciting. On a school day? Shouldn't you have made that point weeks ago? Irrelevant. You only live once, Heidi. Seize the day. YOLO and shit. These platitudes all sound very impressive when my mother says them. But that's all they are. Platitudes. What? Shut up. Just inspirational blips of sand devoid of any real meaning. Oh my god, why don't you bloody post an emotional poem on Tumblr while you're at it? In my mother's case, however, I know that she means them. My mom might not be the best cook, but she can be a little ditzy. But she's always earnest and sincere. Thinking like that, I can't help but feel guilty. Am I letting her down, whiling away my youth at home? But even if I am, I can't help it. I don't want to go to festivals, light fireworks, put watermelons at the beach, or kick cans in the street. I just want to talk to Chinatsu. Despite my mother's efforts to cheer me up, I continued to sulk at the next stage of my morning began. What? Dressed, fed, and ready for school, I automatically headed to the bridge, a trip I made countless times over the break. But as I unconsciously began to walk there, my pace slowed, and my resolve dropped. Do I really want to see Chinatsu again? I barely know the girl. Ever since our last encounter, her existence has caused me nothing but pain. On the other hand, I'm never going to get anywhere if I give up all hope. Perhaps there's a perfectly good reason why I didn't see her all summer. Chinatsu could have vacationed somewhere with her parents and forgot to tell me, or purposely chose not to, after what transpired between us. I ran through several scenarios in my head, assuring myself that Chinatsu had a legitimate reason for vanishing over the break. Whatever the case, now that school started up again, I finally get to see her again. Even if I don't see her by the bridge, I can always seek her out in the club room. And when I do, what then? I'm still not entirely sure what I did wrong back then. Maybe I should have opened with an apology. I owe Chinatsu at least that. After that, maybe we can put whatever happened in the past behind us, and we can become friends again. Because right now, there's nothing I want more than that. I expected that the first day back at school, the morning classroom was full of life. Many students hadn't seen each other over the break, and there were plenty of stories to be told, so peace wasn't going to come easily. Girls banded together in groups, complimenting one another on new haircuts and talking about new singles released by their favorite idols, like that Justin Timberlake or whatever. Guys sat and chatted about the cute girls they met while visiting family in the countryside, and the latest video games to be released, like that Indoor Fighter 6 and shit, Amidst all of this, I sat alone, removed from the action, feeling like a stranger. I continued to ignore Rio, telling him to leave me alone, and truly left myself isolated. I just can't get into it today. All of that conversation feels so petty and pointless, not to mention the collective noise this class is generating. I've only just sat down and I already want the day to be over. As the homeroom teacher finally arrives, everybody eventually settles down. They still whisper to one another and discreetly pass notes, but the noise is gone, and I can relax once more.
Hey, Aki! How was your summer vacation?
Once lunchtime finally rolled around, Megumi, who was busy with the student council work before homeroom, came bounding over to my desk. The silence was short-lived after all. I don't want to hurt Megumi's feelings, but I'm really not in the mood right now. It was pretty uneventful, I suppose. Although I simply didn't want to talk, I certainly wasn't lying. Other than the incident with Chinatsu right at the start of the break, I didn't do anything noteworthy.
So you're trying to sound all mysterious, are you?
Mysterious?
Yeah, like if I told you what I did during summer break, I'm afraid I'd have to kill you.
I don't remember saying anything like that. Does she think I'm a secret agent or something? I really never know what this girl is thinking.
Anyway, sorry I didn't walk to school with you, Aki. I wanted to, but I had some student council work to do, so I had to arrive early. There was a lot for me to do, and there's still plenty left, so I'll probably be pretty busy for a while. No, but not so busy that we can't hang out, okay? I didn't get to see you all at all over summer break, so we need to make up for lost time.
Damn, this girl talks so quickly that I'm surprised she has time to breathe. How long's must be made of iron? Have you ever considered becoming an auctioneer, Megumi? Megumi blinked and tipped her head to the side, totally bewildered by my statement.
No? What do you ask?
No reason. I guess she hasn't realized it herself, huh?
Anyway, I felt kind of bad that I wasn't able to walk with you, Aki, especially after I already promised. I hate breaking promises, both as a pure-hearted girl and as the class rep.
What are you talking about? I don't remember any promise like that.
Well, I didn't make the promise with you, but I definitely promised myself.
Sounds about right. Although I don't dislike Megumi, her stalker-like tendencies and air-headed nature drive me crazy. Seriously, how do you break a non-existent promise? And why should her promise involve showing up unannounced on my doorstep? Really, this girl. Wait a minute. Maybe this is actually some kind of high-level manipulation technique. Maybe she's trying to guilt-trip me using a fake promise as leverage. If so, this girl's more crafty than I thought.
So, since I feel bad about it, I thought I could at least eat lunch with you. I mean, we hardly get to talk to each other at all over the holidays. I really miss you, you know.
There it is. She broke a promise with herself, and now it's somehow my duty to make amends. Usually I'd happily go along with her nonsense, but right now... no. I flatly refused. Megumi to continue to stare at me, sucking me in with her beautiful, hypnotic eyes. Not good, she's almost got me there. But I've made up my mind. Even if it's unfamiliar to Megumi, I won't be playing along.
Come on, Naki! I'm going to eat out in the courtyard with some of my friends. You're more than welcome to join in.
That's the excuse I need. In my current frame of mind, I don't know if I'm really in the mood to interact with other human beings. Just sitting here and talking with Megumi is already taking a toll on me. I shudder to think how I'd cope at the courtyard, surrounded by a squadron of Megumi's equally loud, talkative friends. It's alright, Megumi, I mean, I already opened my lunch, so...
No, but you can back it up in a second. You only need to put the lid back on.
Darn, common sense wins again. Why does Megumi only seem to possess common sense when it's made at my detriment? I know, but I really don't want to eat outside. I have heat stroke.
You do?
Megumi began to panic, her eyes wide open with worry. Dude, just tell the truth, you don't want to hang out!
Are you sure you don't want me to take you to the school nurse, Heidi? You don't feel faint, do you?
I'm okay, I just have sensitive skin, so I prefer to sit inside if that's okay with you.
Okay, I understand.
You agree, but the worry on her face was soon overshadowed with her disappointment. While she could feel so disheartened, I actually felt kind of bad for lying to her. I feel like I just left my dog at home, knowing it'd be lonely all day without me. But Megumi can handle this much, right? She said herself that she'd be with her other friends.
Well, if you change your mind, feel free to come and join us, Heidi. We'd love to talk to you.
So she says, but I never met Megumi's friends outside of the mutual friends like Rio. I really can't imagine why they would, in her words, love to talk to me. Of course, I know that Megumi really means that she would love to have me around, but... I shifted in my seat as the guilt mounted. I'm sorry, Megumi. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay. Maybe we can walk to school together tomorrow.
She's actually asking for permission? That's a first. Maybe.
Great. Then I'll see you later, Heidi. Enjoy your lunch.
I will. And, we stood in front of my desk, fiddling with her hair.
If you have sensitive skin, make sure to put on a lot of sunscreen, okay? I know that people think sunscreen is something you only put on at the beach, but they're wrong. You need to take care of yourself, okay?
Don't worry, I will. And the guilt mounts further. Being the usually air-headed, talkative Megumi so worried and serious, I feel like I've committed a mortal sin. On the other hand, it's kind of refreshing to see this side of Megumi. Oh, that's morbid. I always thought she acted more like a puppy than a class rep, but she actually has quite a motherly side to her. There might just be more to Megumi than I thought.
Alright, bye-bye, Heidi.
Bye. Megumi finally left the classroom, holding her own lunchbox in her hand. Hands. And along with Megumi, the stress and guilt eating at me died down, leaving only a painful reminder. I can't keep living like this. What are you planning to do, Hideaki? You're worrying me. Alright, this is it. I said to myself as I stood in front of a small classroom, shoved right at the back of the school building in which the club rooms reside. The sign on the door disclosed by age clearly read Literature Room Club. Although I've only been here twice before, the experience won't fade soon. It won't soon fade. I'm sorry, I'm so... Oh. It was kind of surreal sitting by Chinatsu's side, listening as she verbally escorted me into another world. I can only hope that she's still willing to finish the story we started together. I pauses my hand near the door, afraid to knock. My heart began pounding in my chest, my breathing hastened. This room in which the person I so longed to see might be present scared me. What am I doing? Why am I hesitating now? Ever since that incident, all I've thought about was seeing Chinatsu again, so why am I hesitating now? There's no guarantee that Chinatsu will even be in there. She might have skipped out on the club activities for the day. Either way, I guess I'll never know unless I take the plunge and open the door. Excuse me, sorry for the intrusion. Softly muttering under my breath, I finally took the door handle in my hand. To my relief, the door swung open easily. It was unlocked. Does that mean Chinatsu was here after all? I looked around the room anxiously, searching for the sole member of the literature club. As I did, I took in the familiar sight of the open windows. The wooden floor and chairs, the books piled high, and Chinatsu. Sitting at the table, wielding a thick paperback in one hand, Chinatsu paid the book in front of her. Chinatsu paid the book in front of her no mind. Instead, her eyes remained fixated, staring right at me. I should have expected as much. I did just come in here uninvited after all. She must be surprised. Is that why she's blushing? I took one awkward step into the literature club room and then another. Chinatsu isn't the only one blushing. I know I am too. Hey there, Chinatsu. I haven't seen you in a while.
Hideaki-kun.
Chinatsu bowed her head. Is she trying to hide her face from me? Maybe she thinks that will help exert her blush. If she does, it's too late. I've already seen it.
I'm sorry it's been so long since I last saw you, Hideaki. My parents took me away on a holiday, so I didn't get a chance to see you.
She was away on a holiday after all. What a relief. Contrary to my initial belief, it didn't take long for a doubt to set it. It was a likely story, one I had mused myself, and far more comforting than if she simply didn't want to see me. But with her voice trembling so obviously, not to mention the rest of her body, I couldn't believe her. Still, I don't want to cross-examine her. I'm not a detective. This isn't a crime drama. There's no dead body. Oh, well. Ugh. Greeting Chinatsu with a string of questions would be a terrible way to reunite after all this time. That's alright. Your parents sound kind of impulsive, just like my mom. Although I resolved myself to not interrogate Chinatsu, even though I noticed the tone of suspicion in my voice. What am I doing? Am I trying to push her away from me? Surely enough, my comment merited a look of further unease on Chinatsu's part. Her skin, tinted light pink only moments ago, turned so white that she looked ill.
Look, Hideaki-kun, I just don't think that we should see each other anymore.
I took a step backwards as if I had been struck. My chest hurt and I suddenly found it hard to breathe. What are you talking about?
I'm not saying this to hurt you, but I don't think this will work.
Our friendship?
If you just wanted to be friends, then that would be alright, I suppose. Even if that would inevitably hurt you too.
Chinatsu bit her lower lip.
But that isn't what you want, is it? I mean, after you tried to hold my hand,
so she did notice. I wasn't just being paranoid. After I tried to hold her hand, she really did start to avoid me. It's painful to think about, but at least that's one mystery solved.
I just think that I'm wrong for you, Hideaki-kun. Liking me, loving me, you only become more and more unhappy.
The scene unfolding before me felt unreal, like something from a TV drama. A young girl, softly spoken and mysterious, and a young boy desperately in love, together in the rundown literature club room after school. It's so cliche that I could laugh, if it didn't hurt so much. Chinatsu could have kicked me or spat on me, and it would probably hurt less than these vague, mysterious, incomprehensible words of warning. Would it kill her to be a little more precise? Well, let's put love aside for now. I mean, we're both in high school. It's too early to talk about things like that, right? So, can't we at least be friends?
I don't know. It's complicated, Hideaki-kun. Really complicated.
How complicated can it be? I don't understand. I don't think that Chinatsu's a bad person, not by any stretch of the imagination. Even so, I'm beginning to think that she's playing mind games with me. It's obvious that there's something she wants to say, but for whatever reason she won't. Is it her parents? Maybe they're strict and they don't like her hanging out with friends when she should be studying. Or maybe it's another commitment. Does she have a part-time job? No, if either one of those were the case, then why does she hang around the bridge in town so often? Did her circumstances change suddenly? A death in her family, perhaps? I don't know, it's just grasping at straws here. I'm just grasping at straws here. It's all I can do, given that she hasn't told me exactly what is wrong. Even if it's complicated, can't you try to break it down for me a little?
I can't.
Why not?
I just can't.
Were it not for the pained look on her face, I might have thought Chinatsu was toying with my feelings. But with her brow furrowed and her teeth almost drawing blood from her lip, I thought that wasn't the case. It looks like she's trying to stop herself from saying something she might regret later. But what could it be? Look, Chinatsu, I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I just want to know if I did anything or said anything. I just want to know if there's anything I could do to fix this. Chinatsu winks as though I had just slapped her.
I'm sorry, Hideaki-kun. You didn't do anything wrong. This is all my fault. I should have never spoken to you to begin with. I'm sorry for putting you through all this. It's all because I was so selfish. I should have known. I should have known it would work out this way. Why am I so stupid?
Tsunashi's just heaved and her voice grew faint, as though she was gasping for air, drowning. Hearing her pained voice, I felt the same discomfort. Guilt racked my mind and her misery hurt me deeply. Even though she says I didn't do anything wrong, I can't help but feel this is my fault, like this is my fault. I'm the reason for that distorted expression on her face. I'm sure of it. If only I knew the reason why. Chinatsu, please tell me what's wrong. Chinatsu took a step backward, totally ignoring my request.
Hideaki.
Chinatsu said my name in a faint voice.
Do you remember the little novel we used to read together?
The Lone Universe? Yeah, why bring it up now?
We never had the time to finish the story together. Have you ever wondered what happens in the end?
I would be lying if I said I wasn't interested in knowing how it ends. Chinatsu picked up the novel that was on the table next to her. She looked at the cover for a few seconds, then her eyes were back on me.
You see, the boy was left all alone in that cold cottage, with no trace of anyone else. The boy grew really attached to the other three that he met in that cottage. They were the only people he knew that in that vast empty world. But within a blink of an eye, they all disappeared. The boy was really sad. He was devastated and didn't know how to cope with this feeling. He started blaming himself for their absence, saying that it wasn't for him. They could have still been living happily in that cottage right now. That's why he decided to continue his journey. His empty, endless journey all on his own. Even if he saw a sign of a living being, he would just avoid it. He thought to himself, if I don't meet new people, then I wouldn't get hurt again. And with that, he just kept walking endlessly, alone.
Why did Chinatsu feel like telling me the end of the story now? Is it supposed to mean something? Did Chinatsu decide to read this story with me because she likes it? Or is there another reason? I mean, what is the moral of the story? Is it implying that being alone is a good thing? To distance yourself from others? To not meet new people because you're afraid to get attached to them and then lose them? The boy at the end wasn't happy. I just don't get it. Chinatsu. I took a step forward and reached up, but as my hand neared, I once again realized how clueless I was. Really, what am I supposed to do in this situation? Pat her on the shoulder? Would that look too distanced? On the head? No, that would be too belittling. Then, would I dare hug her? Or would that just upset Chinatsu even more? I continued to internally debate the best course of action, wasting every moment until Chinatsu broke the silence.
I'm sorry, Hideaki, gonna have to go.
And on that garbled note, Chinatsu rushed off. She rose to her feet so quickly that she almost knocked her chair over, then raced out of the room like a whirlwind. And with the chill like that, maybe she should think about joining the track team. I drank for myself in an attempt to ignore Chinatsu's desperate need to distance herself from me. But as I looked at my still outreached hand and my trembling fingers, I knew it wouldn't be that easy. Useless. So useless. I was standing right there between Chinatsu and the door, and yet I couldn't stop her. That seemed a little strange, though. When Chinatsu screamed to my feet, my fingertips should have brushed her shoulders, or at least her long black hair. Yet for some reason I didn't feel a thing. I shook my head, trying to remove the scene from my mind. That's just silly. Must be imagining things because I'm stressed out. Looking for something to take my mind off my own distress, I spotted something out of the corner of my eye. Just as I prepared to leave, an item sitting on the tabletop drew my attention. It was the book Chinatsu had been reading. Curious, I approached the book and picked it up. Ah, so it's Natsume Sasaki, Kokoro. I studied the book before, back in my old school. Trust Chinatsu to read the Japanese classics for fun. I didn't remember what happened in the book very well, but I do remember that it didn't have a happy ending. In fact, if I recall correctly, didn't the book end with the main character committed suicide? A friend of the thought. Given Chinatsu's gloomy disposition, this book seemed perfectly suited to her. I just hope it doesn't give her any ideas. God, I hope not. But this just furthers my theory. This has gotta be it.